happening, everybody? Welcome to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. Let's chat a little bit. Once again, you know that I'm just coming off work, so did not get a chance to view the feed. Um, so I don't really have too much commentary. I did look up a few clips. The things that I saw were actually a little bit on the amusing side to me because I was watching something. I was watching this thing where Mickey was talking to Ashley. Mickey was telling Ashley that Keanu was saying that Morgan was trying to take Vince away from him. And I was like, we're watching on the feed how close Morgan has been with Vince. I don't know. I know that Keanu. Rachel was telling him straight up yesterday, bro. She was like, yo, Morgan would never choose. I mean, Vince would never choose you over Morgan. Like, just get that through your thick skull. Vince will never choose you over Morgan. And he still feels like that's what was about to happen. Hey, Vicky. How you doing today? My day was chaotic a little bit, hectic a little bit, and I feel kind of drained. But what's hard for me is I'm so solution oriented, and I tell this to people all the time. I'm very solution oriented. You know, some people, when they experience problems or hardships, their brains are just thinking about everything that's wrong with the world, and they just get overwhelmed. And to a degree, I can get overwhelmed, but for the most part, it takes a lot to take me out because I have developed such a strong mental toughness over the past 10 years. My mental toughness is stronger than most people, but I know that I have control over myself and I have control over my actions, my attitude, um, but I don't have control over the people around me and the things that they say and the things that they do. And over time, all right, it happened again. I was like, this does not.
Turn right. Then
This does not look like it's my turn. So my outlook on life is just
at the stop sign,
is just pretty positive, and it takes a lot to wear me down. So, you know, when I'm somebody who, if I feel worn down, it's because things have been going on for a long time to wear me down. So today I walked into work and, you know, the same way I always walk into work, positive, talking to people, doing my job. And I get some shade comments immediately, first thing in the morning, some shade comments, and I have reported such comments before, not in an official capacity. Luckily for the person who made those comments.
In about 1 mile.
You can't hear me. I'm not sure why. Ooh, baby, give me one more chance. You can hear me? Okay. So it's, I don't know, you need to turn up the volume. Okay, yeah, so what I was saying, thanks, Jacob. Yeah, what I was saying is I walked in, more shade comments. I don't mess with anybody. I don't try to bother anyone. I kind of mind my business for the most part. So it's I think when the direct, oh, that's what it is. Okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. All right, I think I pretty much got where I'm going now. So I think that I can navigate it without the GPS. I just made a wrong turn when I got in the car. Sorry about that. Yeah, but anyways, what I was saying is I don't mess with anybody. I don't come in to poke anybody or to push anybody's buttons. But today, somebody who has continuously pushed my buttons decided to push them again, and I don't have unlimited pushes. That's the whole thing. I mean, thankfully, I'm still somebody who's under control even when you piss me off for the most part. So I'm not sitting here and saying I did something that puts my job on the line or does something to me like that. But I am saying that I was pushed and I responded. And I responded and I matched the energy of the initial comment that was made to me. And it's not just that I matched the energy, it's that I don't like matching the energy. The reason why I match the energy is because I said to myself, all right, somebody decides to push my buttons for no reason. And I'm like, let me do this the right way, unlike ways that I've done in the past. In the past, I would just handle it myself in my own way and then get myself in trouble. So I'm like, I'm way past that at this stage. As a professional and as a person, I'm way past that. So I'm going to go through the appropriate channels and be like, hey, this is what was said, blah, blah, blah. And that wasn't taken seriously or respected when I said that. Oh, it's just a joke, you know? Funny enough, what I got was, it's just a joke the first time I said something. Say something back. I said, I can say something back. That's the whole thing. It's not that I need assistance with the ability to, hi Asher, Jacob, Vicky, and Charicity. It's not that I don't have the ability to say something back. It's that I don't want to say something back because my things that I could say back will hit harder than the original things that are said to me, because I don't have like this medium passive aggressive temperature that other people are capable of having. I just am like really calm or pissed, and there's not really a good passive aggressive in between, like bothering me. But yeah, you know, I made my comment back. It just is what it is. There's bad energy in the air, in my opinion. I don't like bad energy around me, but no, I actually didn't mean social media. I mean at my 9 to 5, Jacob. But it wasn't even that. That was just the beginning of my day. Like, that wasn't even the main thing that threw me off. It was that there's people at my job that are messing with one of my friends at my job. That actually made me more upset than anything that happened with me, because I've been dealing with that since I got there. So it sucks, but I don't know. People have harassed me at every single job that I've gone to. Well, not every single job. 90% of the jobs that I've been to, people have just harassed me for no reason. But seeing those things happening to other people kind of impacts me. But that's neither here nor there. You said that it's unprofessional. It's not the way a work environment should be. Sorry you're dealing with that again. So you're telling me Jacobs? I don't know. Why are you saying that Rachel wants to work with Keanu? I mean, I think that it's probably no different than anything that I've seen already. I think that Rachel wants to disarm Keanu. I think that Rachel knows very well, good and well, that Keanu is not to be trusted. But I think that it's just like, since I know that he's actively going behind my back and working against me, the best thing I can do is to try my hardest to work him into my back pocket as long as I possibly can, because of his potential to win an HOH. I think that's all that is. I think that she just wants the potential insurance, because last night I was watching the 4 ladies. I think it was the 4 of them. Ashley, Mickey, Morgan, and Rachel. And they kept going through scenarios. They're like, if we don't win, if our side doesn't win, then all 3 of us, 3 out of the 4 of us are going up. And then funny enough, they're like, protect Will. Hi, Ma. They're like, we should protect Will. We should tell them that you cannot put up Will as a replacement nom if one of us comes down with the veto. I'm like, yo, Will is the most layered up and protected man in that house. Good for Will. Will just needs to, Will's going to get to jury, and we just need Will to get like a comp or 2 under his belt once the jury starts. And I honestly have said this, Will is somebody who probably just needs 2 comps. And then depending on who he's sitting next to, because it's like he's been on the block, he has touched the block early, and then his social game has been A1. If he can sell himself in those final 2 chairs, he could be another one of those people that wins in a non-traditional way, like not super comp heavy, but if he can explain his strategy and how he took himself from being the permanent, oh, you're just a pawn and we're just throwing you on as the pawn, to like, we can't put him up, or we're not going to put him up. And then I think that he thinks about the fact that once there's the jury group, he's going to be one of the least threatening. He hasn't really made any choices. His vote has been a power. His vote is his power. But in terms of actually having to be HOH and put multiple people on the block, he hasn't put anyone on the block because he hasn't won. He hasn't taken anyone off the block because the POV, he never has won the POV. So, hi Jacqueline. Yeah, so that's really all I've got. I've not looked at the feeds, like I said. I don't know if I'm going to look at the feeds anytime soon. It just depends on my evening, because it takes me out when you don't actually do anything wrong, but yet you still have a target on your back anyways. That's something that has always bothered me, and I've just reached a point in life where I have such a low BS tolerance. It's so low. Like, treat me right or watch me go. That's basically how I am in all scenarios. And I've been holding on to this one because I don't like jumping around anymore. There was a time when I just jumped around. One scenario doesn't suit me, off to the next one. That one's not good for me, move on again. Move on again and again. But then I'm like, I've grown, so I don't want to be doing this all the time. But then again, it's like I have a low tolerance for the BS. I haven't looked at the feeds since the veto ceremony. Yeah, I can't, I'm not really terribly interested in the conversations that are going on right now, so that's a contributing factor. I was watching the feeds last night, and I was kind of like, am I super interested in what's going on the feeds? No. I'm not. Thursday, I'll be interested again, though. Thursday, I'm interested in seeing who wins the HOH. Because that's going to be a huge running factor on what the week is going to look like. Don't take your love away from me. Do. Think about it we've been through. Okay. I haven't looked at the feed since I headed off to college. That was 11 days ago. It's basically Lauren, Kat, Keanu, and Kat. And the funny thing is, I was watching Keanu try to give this rally the troops speech to Lauren and Catherine and Kelly. I think Lauren, Catherine, and Kelly were all there. They were all sitting around playing chess yesterday. And I was like, do you realize that even in this alliance that you are forming, you're the bottom rung of the alliance? You're only even in this room, a part of this conversation. Well, you inserted yourself here. But secondly, of course, if you tell a group that we're together and you are strong in comps, they're going to be like, I don't really like Keanu, it's great if he's not working with Rachel's side, and if he can win us a comp and then put all of them on the block and make our jobs easier. He said to them that he doesn't think that he's going to win the game. He'll just be happy if he takes that side out before he goes. I'm like, what a loser. It's like a loser mentality. Just like certain people at my job. They probably would be great on Big Brother. We gonna get a karaoke? Nope. I actually did karaoke on my old channel before, and they are quick to block all that stuff. Matter of fact, I sang the song. I had my ukulele and I strummed the tune and sang Elvis Presley Teddy Bear and got a copyright strike. I was like, are you kidding me? I see copyright strike, I look and I see what it's for, and their voice recognition or whatever identified me singing a cover of a song and copyright striked me for that. And I was like, oh, I'm not messing with this music again on here. Cannot do that. I saw that they didn't look interested at all. Kat and Lauren, I know they don't trust Keanu. Everyone just lets him talk. Even Vince. Vince doesn't trust Keanu. Vince just lets him talk. They all let him talk. I mean, I guess I'm saying let him, like, who's gonna stop him? And then you don't necessarily want to make an enemy out of him, because the fact of the matter is he's still there, and he's got an equal, if not better, chance than everyone else at winning one of the comps. Like, odds are he's gonna win one eventually. And like I said, those three will be happy if the three of them stay off the block, and he puts up like Rachel, Mickey, Ashley, or he puts up Morgan, Mickey, Ashley, and then keeps Rachel as a backdoor option. That's crazy. That just means you sung well, not off key. Let's say Rachel wins the next head of household. Ooh, that's tough, because I wonder if she would put Keanu on the block. I know that one of either Kelly or Catherine, whichever one of those two. Oh, who's on the block? Kelly, Catherine, and Ava. Yeah, so whichever one of Kelly and Catherine survives the block, one of them would go up. If Ava happened to not survive the block, which I think she will, regardless, she would put Kelly and Catherine on the block. But assuming if one of Kelly or Catherine goes, then she might put both of them on the block. Now, the interesting part is she wouldn't put Will up. I'm wondering if she would be savage enough to put up Vince after Vince spared her this week. I really am. Like, would she be that savage? And if she would, yikes for getting his vote. That's a good question. Who do y'all think Rachel would put up? They don't have any backdoor anymore. They do. It's just different than it used to be. I mean, I know it's not a traditional backdoor where they get a chance, where they don't get a chance to come off the block. It's just like, now you're on. You didn't see it coming. It's not a blindside backdoor, but it's still some semblance of a backdoor. It's really just Kat or Keanu. I think she would put up Keanu. Now that I think about it, she would probably put up Keanu and either Catherine or Kelly, and then who would be the third? I'm trying to think who would be her third nominee. Maybe Vince. I don't know. I'm not falling asleep. I'm wide awake. They don't have any... no, I already read that one. Next week is the last week of Blockbuster. I'm sick of the Blockbuster. Like I said, from my standpoint, I hated it. Or I hate it, but from production standpoint, I think they probably achieved their desired mission. And honestly, I'm not even physically tired. I don't know if anyone has just experienced feeling emotionally drained. It's different than being tired. Being tired is like, oh, I want to take a nap. Where I am is because of feeling like an environment-induced adrenaline rush midday, where that led for me to have to use my coping tools. And then by the end of the day, the adrenaline is wearing off, but it's not like to where I'm physically tired. I'm mentally drained. And I don't like going to a place where I have to spend significant portions of my life and having it drain my battery that fast. Because any job is going to drain your battery, but if it's the job function that's draining my battery, I'm good to go with that. I'm totally okay. I mean, I'm not okay with it. Y'all know that I don't have any 9-to-5 dreams like that. But I've come to accept that as long as I'm within the parameters of a 9-to-5, there's going to be a level of stress that accompanies that. Now, what pisses me off is when additional stressors are added onto the tasks that are unnecessary. And then, like I said, it bothers me enough, but I'm very sensitive to energies. So, unfortunately, being an empath helps me in some ways and doesn't help me in other ways, because in other ways it makes me feel what other people are feeling. Well, in all ways it makes me feel what other people are feeling, and at times that can be a setback for me in some sorts. I like the Blockbuster. I don't like 2 Chances to take themselves off, because somebody like Keanu would have been out of the house. Now they could just keep winning and winning their way back in, and it takes away from the strategy of the game, in my humble opinion. I am H.O. I'm emotionally drained. I just cried too hard to where it physically hurts. Sorry to hear that. It is, Jacob, especially since we got a month to go and still in pre-jury. The whole season production wanted to keep Blockbuster because Julie said production was tired of unanimous votes. I mean, mix it up, mix things up a little bit, throw in some twists maybe like you used to. You know, like there's other ways aside from the Blockbuster to stop from getting unanimous votes. How about cast a little better too? We've got to talk about how the casting has been kind of bad for the past couple seasons. You know, there has only been one unanimous vote this season. There has only been 1 week where the vote wasn't predictable, though, regardless of it being unanimous. The only one that it wasn't predictable was last week, because that was a 5-4 vote with people kind of making very last-minute choices. Oh, I drank the wrong water. This water is hot. Okay, everyone, I have reached my destination. I'm off of here in the next 2 minutes. But thank you for joining me. Talked a little Big Brother, talked a little bit about life, and here we are, off to my chiropractor session. You know, I really need to regroup. That's the honest truth of the matter. For the last 5 to 6 years, I've just been going nonstop. The one time I ever had a break, like a true break, was not of my own choosing, unfortunately. And so it was stress-induced break that I didn't get. It was not like personal time that I was enjoying and doing things that I like. It was just a stress-induced break where I had to find my next destination fast. So I got to examine into my time off. I did schedule time off for next month, for not next month, but October. But I might look into extending it and taking more time than what I put in. But lasting until then, that's a hard one. September, I think end of September, Jacqueline. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.